We're back at it again. I'm going to show you guys where I'm stuck at. Basically, I'm at a point where I need to do this one thing before I want to button anything else up, because I might have to pull the engine back out. But I don't want to, because these motor mounts were really hard to kind of get it in position, you know, with the firewall, the brake master here, the brake line, stuff like that. So basically what the issue is, right here, there's a dowel pin, and you can see, so this part of the bell housing is higher than the back of the engine, just by, you know, maybe quarter of an inch or so, half an inch. So I just need to rotate the tranny down since the engine is placed. In order to do that, I have to unmount the trans cross member. Might have to drill new holes. You can see it's hitting the oil pan, trans fluid pan. So let's turn this way. So it won't come down. I can't rotate. So the plan is to use a 2x4 here, jack it up, take this bell housing or the cross member down, loosen it, whatever. Get that mounted, get the bell housing mounted up, and then we can figure out permanent mounting for the cross member if I need to cut and weld anything, drill new holes, whatever. So once I get that done, then I'm going to put this oil filter adapter, basically, so it goes straight down. I got new bolts for it that are the right size. The other ones were too long. After those are done, then everything underneath the engine should be finished, so I can actually mount up the suspension and let the truck come down, and then start the wiring process and hook up everything else I got to do. And that will be easy stuff where I can come in the garage and work on it for an hour or two and get stuff accomplished. But for this job, it's probably going to be a bigger job, and luckily I got a decent part of the day today to be able to work on it. So far, it's a good day. It's going to be a good day until, you know, we got to start cutting, drilling, fabricating. I don't have all the taps and stuff that I would like to have. So that's really just the issue with certain fabrication jobs, is if you don't have the other specialty tools, it makes the job harder, having to leave, go to the auto parts store, come back. It takes up about an hour most of the time. So definitely want to get a tap and die kit down the road, and maybe even like a reverse drill bit, extractor bits, so when all the small stuff comes up, I can just work right through it. But we're going to get started. Like I said, it's a good day until it's not, so we're just going to stay positive, we're going to stay happy, and we're going to get this going. I can't wait to get it rolling. And then, you know, I want to put the fenders and stuff on. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet, because I need to do all the wiring and there's more access. But I'd love to see it, you know, the whole front end put on. But, you know, we'll get there when we get there. But let's start. Well, like I said that I didn't want to do, we're about to run back to the auto parts store. Got to get a couple of these bolts. This is bell housing to engine bolt. Oh, sorry. This is the bell housing to engine bolt. I'm just going to get some shorter ones for the bottom side. I don't know what happened to them, and this is starting to feel like it's bottoming out. Then these are for the distributor cap. This one looks like it might be getting close to stripped out, and I'm just going to go ahead and get two new Phillips heads like this, but also 6-point. So I'll be back. We're getting close. Dowel pins are lined up. Really all I got to do is put the bolts in to permanently mate it up, and then a torque converter, and then front end. Oh, and I still have to maybe cut the cross member and re-weld it, but we'll get to that once it's mounted to the engine. So I'll be back. Okay, so I went to the hardware store and got some of this beef jerky, Carolina Reaper, carnivore candy. This stuff's hot. First one or two wasn't that bad. Ugh, I'm dying now. Got the bolts I needed. Wasn't sure which size I needed, so I got 4 smaller ones and 4 medium ones. Here's the original bolt. It was way too long for the bottom side, so I'm gonna try with the longer ones and then the shortest ones if I need them. Whew, that was hot. Shop dog, he's out here just chilling. Literally just lays right beside me. He'll run out back and play in the sun. And then he comes in here because the concrete is colder. He doesn't look happy, but he is. If I walked inside, he'd follow me. If I walked outside, follow me everywhere. So just me and him hanging out today, doing some work. Get back to it. Okay, so got the bell housing bolts in. They worked. I was trying to get the trans cross member and the trans motor mount or trans mount bolted up, and this old piece of rubber just ripped. So I'm gonna replace it, just this piece here, and then I might cut the welds here and just move it over 1/2 inch. It's a lot of work for 1/2 inch or even less, but I'd rather it not be stressed, you know, torqued to the left of the vehicle. If I can get them to go straight in, that would be the best. Hakoon here, there's one leg, always out. Now I am actually, you see here, I'm working on the clean table provided right here, you know, very clean, very nice, not a junkyard build. But yeah, I'm using this red Loctite here, and these are for the torque converter bolts, the 3 that I showed you. Well, I never even showed it, but I'll show you. This means I'm actually pretty close to this means I'm actually pretty close to getting it mounted up. Ugh. Okay, so if you haven't seen an automatic transmission, this is the transmission. Here's the engine. This is part of the transmission, torque converter maybe. Yeah, torque converter. And this is the automatic engine flywheel plate. I forget the actual name of it, but you see I bolt one there and it comes to here on the torque converter, one there and then here, and then I'll just rotate it. Ugh. Let's see, you always got to make sure you rotate clockwise, so I'm going to rotate this to the right so the engine rotates the correct way, and then I'm going to get the third one. Sometimes they have 4, this one's just 3, and I tightened those. I didn't torque them completely, they're real snug, they're decently snug, and then I'm going to do the other one, torque it, and then come back around, and they have thread locker too, so I'm on a time crunch, so I'm going to get started on that. I'm going to put in the torque converter cover plate. It's a good feeling to do. Sprayed it down real quick because it was real greasy. It was, you know, so greasy it was black. Now it's a little silver. We're going to put that in and just keep rolling. Okay, so hopefully this starter works. This is a 350 conversion starter. Wow, there's lots of parts. But you see this got this block adapter, it looks like. Pretty sweet billet, it looks like. So I'm going to figure that out and get that in. And sheesh, we're getting real close. The thing that's going to take the longest is the fuel lines. They come from the fuel rail. I think I talked to you guys about it already. I might make some custom hard lines, but I don't know where I would go with them because they're a lot different factory. So we'll see. In case y'all are wondering if I ever lose Pacoon because he's not out here. Garage is open. I was yelling. It's like, Pacoon, where are you? Where are you? There he is. Just sitting there next to 240. Sunbathing. Is that relaxing? Always judging me. You see his look. Yep, we're almost done. Almost fell. I'll give you a brief overview once I get there. I got the starter. Let me get there and clean up. So I just remembered I might as well show you guys why it was so hard for the motor mounts up here. to get to the bottom side, you can see in there 1, 2, 3. You might be able to see all 3 with the camera, but very easy to get to through this hole. The thing is, that hole is actually where this control arm hooks up to. So with the control arm in, you cannot access the nuts from the back. I mean, the spring, this hole here where the spring is, you probably could, but it'd be very difficult. That's why I was gonna cut a hole there, and I finally decided to go and take the lower control arms out. You know, you gotta mess with the steering here. This is for the steering rack, I believe. No, it's this here. I'm dumb. Sorry, sway bar. And then disconnect those two, disconnect the spring, and drop the whole thing. It is a pain in the butt. So that's why I haven't been able to put it on the ground yet, roll it around, because I want to make sure everything's mounted. Everything is. Trans cross member's easy, because the trans is already mounted to the engine, engine's mounted to the vehicle. It ain't moving nowhere. That's just going to hold the trans up and keep it stable. So we're getting there. We're rocking, we're rolling. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully bang those out. I got like 40 minutes. I don't remember how they go. I got bolts, so we'll see. I might have to look something up, but I'm going to try and hopefully get both of them done real quick. Let me do that. Alright, it's closing time. I got the strut in, and then it uses a double nut feature. I'll keep it locked in, I assume. But I'm having an issue. I can't line up this control arm into the holes, so I might need to put a block under here and jack on this side. I need 2 jacks. Also, I'm gonna look it up online, see what I can find out. But as for everything else, it's pretty good. You know, we got the torque converter on, engine's mounted to the trans, the torque converter. All the bell housing bolts are in. The drive shaft looks pretty straight. So all I gotta do is the trans cross member trans mount. I'm gonna bolt it straight like it used to be, and then just cut and weld the cross member to get it where it goes. Oh, and I got the starter is installed. We're getting there. Honestly, the hardest part is doing the suspension stuff. I've never really dealt with suspension, and this setup's pretty crazy. So, I mean, it's not crazy by any means in like racing or anything, but just to me, I think it's basically stock form, but it's definitely something a little different than what I've ever dealt with. So, I don't know if truck suspension's usually like this in the front. Yeah. Thanks for watching.